So in 2018, designer John Varvatos and musician Jonas decided to team up and create a few fragrances. Today's video will be over the third and final fragrance of that line. Will this fragrance be as good as Jonas's music? Stay tuned to find out. Alright, so today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This is the latest release from the house of John Varvatos. It is John Varvatos and Jonas Silver Edition. So Silver Edition from the house of John Varvatos is an aromatic green fragrance released in 2019. I don't know the nose behind this fragrance. It is an eau de toilette concentration. Alright, let's check out the presentation. Alright, so here's the box for Silver Edition. Not too much going on in this box. We just have the initials here. We have a nice X. We do have a sort of a fading box here, black to silver. Other than that, not too much going on with this box. Let's check out the bottle. Alright, so here's the bottle for Silver Edition. As you can see, not too much going on with this bottle. We do have the same color scheme as the box, a nice black going up to a silver. We have a tassel hanging down that does have the same initials on the box. We have a nice heavy cap. It does feel like maybe like a nice heavy plastic or something, the kind of material that maybe dice are made of. Very heavy. It is plastic on the inside. This tassel is made of leather. A decent looking bottle from the house of John Varvatos. Alright, so here are the notes for Silver Edition. In the top we have mineral notes, green leaves, citric notes, bergamot, and lemon. In the mid we have sage, geranium, and iris. And in the base we round things off with woods, patchouli, sandalwood, amber, and musk. Alright, so I do have a little bit of experience with the house of John Varvatos. I do enjoy Artisan Pure and Artisan Blue, and I did also enjoy Black Rebel Rider. And I do have a little bit of experience with these new ones as well. I did try the blue one a while back. I didn't get a chance to do a video on that one. And I also missed an opportunity to do a video on the red one, Crimson, which is probably my favorite of the three so far. I'm not really sure how this one smells, obviously, because it's a first impressions video. But I really did enjoy this one. I believe this has lavender and green apple and a bunch of other things going on. Really, really enjoy this one. Has your typical designer, performance, but it smells really nice. So I'm hoping this one sort of keeps the DNA but goes in a different direction. I believe Crimson kept the DNA from the blue one, the original. So I'm hoping it kind of stays a little bit along the same lines. That way I can, get the Jonas feel, of his fragrances, but also get something new. And I'm assuming they did do that because there's other fragrance notes in here besides the first two. So I'm excited to try this one. So let's give this one the first impressions. Here we go. Clean hand. This will also be my scent of the day. Sprayer is okay. Okay. Definitely keeps the same DNA from the first two. Citrusy, spicy. Has like the patchouli note, so it's warm spicy. This one's noticeably greener. Still sharp like the first two. Yeah, like I mentioned, noticeably greener. I'm getting the same sage note though from the first two. This one doesn't have lavender in it like the first two though, so that definitely is a noticeable difference. There's no lavender in this one. But I'm still getting the sandalwood and the patchouli. Yeah. I'm kind of tempted to spray the Crimson on my right hand, that way I can definitely see the differences, and I think I actually might do that now while I'm thinking about it, because I do want to spot the differences, because if I can't remember exactly what the blue one smells like, yeah, definitely the Crimson's definitely spicier and woodier. Almost smells like it has cinnamon in it compared to the Silver Edition. So yeah, it definitely helped. This one's sharper. So this has citric notes. It's definitely like citric. It's acidic almost. It's kind of has a bite to it. Yeah, so I can get the DNA from the first two. But this one's definitely staying out on its own right now. Not sure if it's better than the red one. Crimson was, like I mentioned, my favorite, and it's going to be kind of hard to beat that one. But this one does smell nice. The mineral notes in this one give it a nice feel. But yeah, so far, green notes, the mineral notes, the sage, all the citrus notes, so the lemon and the bergamot. It's not as spicy as the first two. This doesn't have as much ambroxan Oh, well, this doesn't even say it has ambroxan. I can't remember if there's ambroxan in the first two, but there's something in it that gives it that sort of loud ambroxan kind of feel. Yeah, sharp green, woody, citrus, mineral notes. Here's what I'm getting so far. Not a bad fragrance. Again, I'm still loving the red one, Crimson. So I'm not really sure if this one's going to be a hit, but I'm going to give this one a few wearings and give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. Alright guys, well I'm back with my update for John Varvatos and Nick Jonas, Silver Edition. Yeah, so I spent the last few days with this fragrance, and I gotta say it wasn't my favorite of the three. Definitely have to stick with Crimson on that one, but I did like it. It's very pleasing. Just not my favorite of the three. It did start off, very fresh and spicy. It has the citrus notes and the citric notes, whatever those are. I'm assuming they're sort of the same thing. Yeah, it has the mineral notes in it. This is probably the greenest fragrance out of the three. This one does have some green leaf notes, I believe, in it to give it a bit of a greenness. So it's nice, fresh, and woody and green. Pleasant fragrance, but it wasn't like, it didn't really just do it for me. It wasn't very original, wasn't super groundbreaking, and I realize that it has a bit of the DNA, and I'm not really saying it's not original because of that. I understand it's one of three, and they're somewhat similar. It did go in its own direction, but it just didn't wow me. It didn't have like enough of its own personality for me to really pull this one aside and go, okay, this is something special. I did give those honors to Crimson, so if I have to suggest one, I'd definitely say Crimson would probably be the best one in the line. This one's not bad, just wasn't my favorite. Longevity for this fragrance was about average for a designer fragrance. I got about 6 hours altogether, including the dry down, so it wasn't the best. And it's kind of par for the course when it comes to these fragrances because all of them really don't have the best performance. I do think that Crimson, the red bottle, is slightly stronger than this one when it comes to the projection category. It might get an extra hour of longevity, but this one was pretty average. Projection for this fragrance, like I mentioned before, kind of to go along with the longevity, wasn't that great. Got about an hour and a half to 2 hours for this fragrance, and it never really was booming or strong. I was just able to notice it on myself. Got very close to the skin after the second hour. So 1 to 2 hours for this fragrance is probably the max you'd probably be noticed. After that, it gets pretty close to the skin. Seasons for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are spring and summer. I do think the warmer weather and the hot weather will help the performance issues with this fragrance. Yes, it's a little spicy, slightly warm spicy, but overall it is more fresh spicy and it has a lot of citrus notes and the mineral notes are very clean. So I think the warmer months, this fragrance will be perfect. Occasions for this fragrance, I do think this fragrance will be safe enough for work. I don't think you're going to offend anyone around you. It is a pretty light fragrance. It might not even get you through a full work day either, but definitely good enough for work. And I think daytime wear, anything casual will be best for this fragrance. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are 20 and up. I do think that mineral note might be a bit daring for the younger noses, and it is kind of expensive. It is still a new release, so it hasn't gone to discounters yet. I believe it's about $85 for a 4.2 ounce bottle, which might be a little much for the 18-year-olds out there, but I do think the 20-year-olds could probably afford this one and possibly might not be too taken aback by that mineral note. So 20 and up for this fragrance will be fine. Overall, this fragrance is nice, but it's not my favorite. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to stick with Crimson. I really did like this one. I do think you guys should get your noses on that one. This kind of turned into the Crimson show, but that one really is probably the best of the three, in my opinion. This one isn't offensive at all. It's nice. It's just, the performance issues, and it's not really that original. It sort of reminded me of the other two, which is fine. It sort of went in its own direction, but still, if you're gonna pick one of the three, I definitely recommend Crimson or Blue coming in second. Yeah, nice fragrance, but just wasn't groundbreaking enough for me. I think you should save your money unless you are just a collector and you want to get all three. That's fine, but I wouldn't say go out and blind buy this one. This one's readily available at Macy's, Dillard's, Nordstrom, so just go by there and pick up a sample bottle and spray your wrist or a sample strip and see if you like it. But definitely don't blind buy this one on my account. I don't think it's worth a blind buy. I think you should stick with Crimson if you already have that one in your collection. Definitely just stay with that one. And you don't need to get this one, honestly. It's not that great. Performance is really what took this one a few steps back, honestly. The performance issues on this one just weren't that great. You're paying almost $100 for a fragrance. You want the performance to be there. So yeah, not a bad fragrance, like I mentioned. It's nice, it's pleasing, it smells nice. I just don't think it's worth the money. And definitely the performance isn't going to get me to pull the trigger on this one. Alright, so has anyone out there tried Silver Edition from the house of John Varvatos? If you have, please let me know your experience with this fragrance down in the comments below. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching another video on my channel. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There you'll find fragrance related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until the next video, you guys take care. Thanks.